Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. Hope all of you are doing well, preparing with your full enthusiasm and just for the upcoming prelims examination. This is a video session on daily news and editorial analysis dated 10th of November. Through this video session, I'll be covering the important news and editorial for the day. The coverage of the news and editorial will include from the Hindu and Indian Express. This session will be helpful for all the aspirant appearing for the Civil Services examination, State Public Service Commission examination, and one-day examination conducted by various agencies. So this session is going to give you the complete analysis of the news of the day. And specifically for the aspirant who are appearing for the upcoming prelims examination, I hope all of you are preparing well with the MCQs question. अगर MCQs की बात करें इस वीडियो सेशन में भी मैं आपके साथ MCQs डिस्कस करूंगा. There are other social media platform of Apti Plus where we are providing with the questions. अगर आपको ज़्यादा MCQs के प्रैक्टिस करने we have a dedicated all India test series program, the program named Nishchay for the upcoming prelims examination. This is an all India test series program where you will be provided 4900 plus high quality questions. Along with this, the 10 recorded discussion lectures will be there, and this will give you the confidence for the upcoming prelims examination. If you're not satisfied, we guarantee you a money back. There are some 10 terms and conditions. For details, you can check out our website or even you can reach out directly, right? So do check it out. Now let's get started with the news of the day. The first news that is about the 2+2 ministerial dialogue, something very important. The venue is in Delhi. The second important news talks about why the government has come up with the regulations with regards to the deep fakes. Third important news talks about the Aadhaar authentication, which continue to face the glitches because of some of the technical issues. This Aadhaar has been facing continuous glitches, and this has been reported, and this has already been told by RTI के through ये report release की गई है. The other news that is the food price shock, a risk to inflation. This is what the Reserve Bank of Governor has actually said. And we'll conclude the session with editorial that talks about India, US and AI bridge. So let's get started with a detailed analysis of the news one by one. And starting this session with the first news, that is the 5th India-US 2+2 ministerial dialogue, something very important between India and US. And apart from India and US, it will shape many important issues concerning both countries. So US Defense Secretary and Secretary of State has arrived in Delhi to co-chair the 5th India-US 2+2 ministerial dialogue, and 2+2 dialogue is a diplomatic summit which is held every year since 2018. So it actually started in 2018 onwards. तो ये काफ़ी important है, इसके जो findings होंगे वो आपके exam के लिए भी relevant हो. So other details about 2+2 ministerial dialogue. 2+2 ministerial dialogue is actually a high-level diplomatic dialogue between the foreign and defense minister of India and United States. So participant countries की अगर बात करें, this is one-on-one between India and United States. But other countries are also participant of 2+2 ministerial dialogue. If you look at the countries which are the participant, this include India, United States, Japan, Australia and Russia. तो ये कंट्रीज के साथ 2+2 मिनिस्ट्रियल डायलॉग की जाती हैं. ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज की अगर बात करें, हिंदी, इंग्लिश, जापानीज एंड रशियंस आर द लैंग्वेज. नाउ द डायलॉग एम्स टू स्ट्रेंथन द बायलैटरल रिलेशनशिप. कुछ स्पेसिफिक एरियाज हैं जो कि एक्चुअल में फोकस है. फर्स्ट इज द काउंटर टेररिज्म, वी कॉल इट CT. देन वी हैव regional security. Regional security is the one priority for both the country, right? Then we have technology. Technology as an important impact and even for the important discussion, and even the climate change. So climate change, the part of the counterterrorism, regional security and technology has been an important area for discussions. Now the key focus area of defense agreement includes cyber security, trade, pandemic response, collaborative efforts and emerging technology. तो ये कुछ डिफेंस रिलेटेड एरिया है जहाँ पे दोनों कंट्रीज ने, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट India and United States, that they will be collaborating in the dialogue. And this time, the 2+2 ministerial dialogue call for important agreement. There will be two major deals between the two countries, and this will be specifically on the defense front. The two deals will include the pipeline between two countries. The first is about 31 MQ-9B high altitude long endurance drone. This is one of the state-of-art technology drones that is used by United States, and India has made agreement in this regard to get it the part of technology transfer और ready conditions में भी India को provide की जाएंगे. The second is about the manufacture of General Electric F-14 jet, which has been chosen for the power of indigenous light compact aircraft. The process is underway and it is expected to conduct the early next year. 2+2 dialogue के through high level review meeting भी होनी है, that will be progressing with the part of defense and security cooperations, which will also look into the part of value chain. Value chain की अगर बात करें, value chain collaborations is either priority, and even people to people ties will be also taken into considerations. Now moving ahead with the other news, that why Center has issued the directives with regards to deepfakes. On November 8, the Union government has actually issued a mandate on basically this was to control the part of social media, और कुछ morph वीडियो जो deepfakes को लेकर के रिलीज किए गए हैं. The social media, they have been taking care of that, but again the ministry has taken care with regards to the complaint which was filed as per the IT rule 2021, जो कि डिजिटल मीडिया एथिक्स कोड के अंदर सारी बातें मेंशन की गई. द इंस्ट्रक्शंस के आफ्टर द डीप फेक वीडियो ऑफ एन एक्टर was on circulations, and this has also raised concern about the part of functioning. जितने भी सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म है उनको डिजिटल मीडिया एथिक्स कोड और IT रूल 2021 को अधर करना मैंडेटरी होगा. Now, what is deepfake? I think most of you must be aware of this term, and I have already made a discussion to this. Deepfake basically किसी भी तरह की morph वीडियो हो सकती है, मीडिया कंटेंट हो सकते हैं, which is manipulated using AI, that is artificial intelligence के यूज करके बहुत सारे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज की जा सकती है. There can be facial change, there can be the change in the tone, there can be change in the many other expressions as well. So deepfakes are the video which create delusions. This is a kind of delusion which make deep learning AI photoshopping technique of the image of the fake event. Now deepfake has been since 2017. ऐसा नहीं कि ये first time report हुई है. It was actually on its initial was reported in 2017, जहाँ पे video, audio और images format में so artificial intelligence के through, the deep learning के through the morph video was actually in circulations. Now, how does that deepfake technology actually work? क्या ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी है जो डिवाइस आउट की जाती है टू इन्वॉल्व एंड क्रिएट वीडियोज एंड इमेजेस? एज आई टोल्ड यू, बेसिकली deepfakes में इमेजेस होते हैं और वीडियोज होते हैं. वीडियोज एंड इमेजेस are the major component of the deepfakes, and this is done using GAN. What is GAN? GAN stand for Generative Adversarial Network. This is important. There can be a direct question in the prelims examination asking you about the details. And the AI driven software detects the subject moment and facial expression from source material, then duplicate it to the another video sources. This is how the deepfake actually work. Now, क्या laws हैं इंडिया में? अगर इंडिया की बात करें, the IT rule 2021 require all content to be reported fake which has been using the deep technology. खास करके अगर deep fake की बात करें, अगर उसे 36 आवर के अंदर हटाया नहीं गया उस प्लेटफॉर्म से, then the government of India can take actions as per the IT rule 2021, right? So IT rule is something which is there. 2021 is the new digital media ethics codes भी उसमें applicable है. उसके अलावा section 66D of the IT Information Act is also there. The IT rule 2021 also prohibit hosting any kind of content with a part of person that requires social media firm to take down artificially morphed images when they are alerted. Now, global response की बात करें, now we have seen that this is not first time in India. Global level पे कई ऐसे celebrity हैं at the global level also. There have been report which has been there. So the global issuance guideline has come up. EU की अगर बात करें, European Union ने specifically guideline release की है for the network that have the fact checkers and analyze the sources of the part of process of the content creation. The US has also introduced the bipartisan deepfake task, जहाँ पे deepfake task action force बनाई गई है for the deepfake technology. So EU has a special provisions. United States have its own provision. India precisely have come up with the details on the part जहाँ पे IT rule 2021 के थ्रू सारी चीजें एप्लीकेबल होंगी. This is something very important. आपसे डायरेक्टली प्रीलिम्स में और मेंस में भी इस पे सवाल पूछे जा सकते हैं. And moving ahead with other news, that is the Aadhaar authentication continued to face glitches. This is an RTI which was filed by the newspaper The Hindu, and they have got a reply from the Aadhaar. And the clear indication is that Aadhaar was witnessing some of the authentications failure. The glitches was reported in the Aadhaar survey. What was happened and what has actually happened because of this delay? The OTP, the one-time password which is there, whenever you download your Aadhaar, there is an OTP procedure which has to be followed for the verifications to know that individual is only downloading. So these were actually not functional for quite some time. And Aadhaar, I mean UADI, which is an authority taking care for the part of entire Aadhaar in the country, they said that a total of 54-hour delay was actually reported in the month of September 2023. So this is with this regard, I mean the glitches has been reported in the Aadhaar. Now, the technical uncertainty which still exists, why we are discussing this news, see, Aadhaar is a kind of a mandate, is a part of the database which has world highest, demographic data, right? So Aadhaar authentication services is interrupted for 54 hours in September. The authentications may use like Aadhaar enabled ATM machines, daily employee attendance. Government officers also rely upon the service which is taken care by the UADI. तो कई ऐसे ऑपरेटर्स भी हैं जो कि इस तरह के डेटाबेस को यूज करते हैं एंड इफ ग्लिचेस कंटिन्यू there can be a lot many problems in the government setup either on the government side or even on the private side. And prolonged and repeated auto age suggests that uncertainty of the reliability of the UADI cannot be taken into consideration और इस पे इनको काम करने की जरूरत होगी. Since Aadhaar was launched way back in 2009, almost 100 billion authentication has taken place till date. Now, what is Aadhaar? I think most of you must be aware of the fact. It is a 12-digit identification number which is issued by UIDAI, which stands for Unique Identification Authority of India. If you want, you can check out the About Us page of UIDAI. कई बार prelims में direct आपको इस organization से related questions भी पूछे जा सकते हैं, and even for many other government examination also. It serves as a foolproof identity and even for address people residing in India. Aadhaar is based on a biometrics and demographic data which include fingerprints, iris scan collected from individual during the enrollment process. So to get an enrollment with Aadhaar, you need to reach out to the Aadhaar Enrollment Center. The enrollment of Aadhaar in India for Indian resident, which is only for Indian resident, is free of cost, right? If you make any demographic changes, then there are certain charges, which minimum charges is being paid off by an individual. The Aadhaar number is linked to the individual biometrics data, which serve as a digital identity and can be used for the verification purposes across different services and sector in the country. तो बहुत सारे ऐसे एजेंसीज हैं, माइक्रो फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं, बैंक्स हैं, इवन फॉर द गवर्नमेंट एजेंसी, इफ यू अप्लाइंग फॉर वीजा, इफ यू अप्लाइंग फॉर पासपोर्ट, यू हैव टू गेट अ मैंडेट ऑफ आधार. सो ये सारी ज़रूरतें हैं जो आधार के थ्रू इंडिया में पूरी की जाती हैं. Now, moving ahead with other news, price hike and even the rise in the inflation or risk to the inflation. RBI के गवर्नर ने कहा है that that remain vulnerable because of the recurring and overlapping food prices despite the part of moderation in the recent inflation. While we are discussing on the part of inflation, if you see food inflation in India precisely, in the recent time we have seen the price of tomato going high at like the peak was at 300 rupees per kg. And this time we are witnessing the price hike in onion and pulses, right? For some cities, onion is costing none less than 100 rupees. So food inflation has been very fluctuating and it is also tough for RBI to risk out the part of inflations. And headline inflations की अगर बात करें, it is projected to be around 6.7%. And this is expected to remain prone for the food inflation shock. So the statement coming out directly from the Reserve Bank of India governor. Now, what is retail inflation? As a concept, you must be aware of the fact what is retail inflation, but I'll tell you the other part of it. This is measured by the CPI. अगर बात करें retail inflation की, mostly इंडिया में हम consumer price index के through इसे measure करते हैं. The three low is 5.02, which is mainly due to the vegetable prices. Despite the decrease, it remain above 4%. I mean, the anticipations is pretty lower than 2%. बट कंपेरेटिवली अभी इंडिया में जो रिपोर्ट की जा रही है वो 4% के पास है. आरबीआई ने डायरेक्ट किया है दैट टू मेंटेन सीपीआई इन्फ्लेशन एट 4% अलाउइंग अ मार्जिन ऑफ 2% फॉर द बोथ साइड. और रिटेल इन्फ्लेशन की बात करें, This is 6.83%. These numbers and data is important. अगर आपको मेंस में कहीं ऐसा मौका मिले जनरल स्टडीज पेपर 3 में लिखने के लिए, डू कोट दिस एंड इवन फॉर द interview purposes, these data are really handy for you. The central bank can keep this rate unchanged as for the last 4 meeting. Actually, RBI ने जो अपने मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी कमेटी की मीटिंग होती है, वी कॉल इट MPC मीटिंग, उसमें किसी भी तरह के चेंजेस नहीं सजेस्ट किए हैं. And the panel has projected that the inflation is at 5.4% and a moderation of 6.7% to 2022 and 23. Now, moving ahead with the editorial for the day that talks about India, United States, and the AI bridge. I have already made a discussions about the 2+2 dialogue. So 2+2 में भी actual में AI पे बात होनी है. I have already talked about how the regulation which has brought in by the European Union and United States is very significant and important. And when these two countries together come up with any regulation, हर एक कंट्री के लिए ज़रूरी हो जाती है कि वो भी अपने रेगुलेशन बनाए. इंडिया में एज ऑफ नाउ वी डू नॉट हैव एनी AI रेगुलेशन जहाँ पे डी फेक के केसेस भी रिपोर्ट किए गए. नाउ इंडिया विद पार्ट ऑफ द IT रूल, जो मैंने आपको IT रूल आपके साथ डिस्कस किया 2021, दिस इज द ओनली वे आउट फॉर एनी काइंड ऑफ AI things, right? Now through this article I'll be specifically focusing on the part of India, US and the AI bridge. So what we are discussing, first we'll see the background, then we'll see focuses on the executive orders which is there by the United States, US not new to AI, and India US engagement is imperative. Now recent में जो meeting हुई है between India and US foreign ministers and even the defense minister which was there in Delhi this week, they highlight the robust discussion on the artificial intelligence cooperations. तो AI के cooperations के लिए बातें हुई हैं दोनों countries में. This is precisely between India and United States, and to augment things further and even to give it a better shape, which include the US President Executive Order on AI. Pentagon is a place where the entire security setup is there. तो उन्होंने adopt किया है urgency for the part of India-US dialogue on AI और defense and security partnership के लिए. Those of you who are having PSIR as an optional, जिन बच्चों की PSIR optional है, उनके लिए टॉपिक काफ़ी ज़्यादा relevant है because US is something which UPSC has been frequently asking about India and US relations. And then when it comes to AI has been always in limelight in the recent time. So anytime you can expect a question in the optional. Also it is important for general studies paper 2 जहाँ से आप पे डायरेक्ट सवाल इंडिया यूएस डायलॉग ऑन AI पे बात की जा सकती है या AI पे कंट्रीज की ग्लोबल लेवल पे क्या रिस्पॉन्स है उस पर बात की जा सकती है. यू कैन राइट अबाउट इंडिया यूएस डायलॉग ऑन AI. सो दिस इज हाउ you can use the news of the contemporary part on your mains and even in the optional paper. Now focus क्या है executive orders की, अगर बात करें US president की executive orders की, they have actually focused on the part of AI, the civilian applications, and US has specifically emphasizes on the part of AI development which is into the military doctrines and operations. अगर US की बात करें, US has been using its AI technology for all its defense forces. चाहे वो बात करें, बहुत सारे ऐसे अटैक्स हुए हैं, वेदर इट पार्ट ऑफ अटैक ऑन द अटोटाबाद इन पाकिस्तान या फिर किसी भी तरह के और भी अटैक हो, यूएस हैज बीन यूजिंग इट्स AI टेक्नोलॉजी. The initiative aims to address the part of tension that is staying ahead of the technology that could reshape the dynamics and mitigating the uncontrolled use. And even the technology present the kind of tension which is there, the misuse of the social consequences is far more sweeping. Now, US not new to AI. This is what the Defense Secretary has actually stated, and he has said that the Pentagon is not new to AI. We have been coming up with the AI research and development. अगर US की AI की बात करें, the country has the most advanced AI. AI में सबसे ज़्यादा अगर R&D की बात करें, US is a country that is doing their best what they can do, right? The last few years have seen intensifications in the US investment in AI as well. और मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव जो है दैट इज ऑन बिल्डिंग द पार्ट ऑफ डिसीजन एडवांटेजेस फॉर द आर्म्ड फोर्सेज, स्पेसिफिकली यूएस आर्म्ड फोर्सेज अपने डिसीजन में भी AI दैट इज आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के जो जनरेटिव्स हैं उनको यूज करती है. AI enabled system can also accelerate the speed of the commanders decision and improve the quality accuracy to the part of decision making processes. Now, India-US engagement किस तरह से imperative है इस context में? First, I'll tell you 4 points. Precisely, the first point is the Advanced Technology Cooperation. We call it ATC. So ATC है दोनों countries के बीच में, which is like India-US partnership with the launch of the critical and emerging technology, जैसे ICET भी कहते हैं. This is something very important. कई बार आपसे सवाल पूछे गए होंगे mock test में, even for UPSC prelims examination. This was here and there statement which was asked by the UPSC. The second is the foreign and defense ministers in the two countries have elevated their cooperations, चाहे वो AI level पे हो, bilateral defense cooperations के दर्ज पे. Both countries are looking to have AI to reduce the part of vulnerabilities and going with the sophistications of the Chinese military power. And the third is the biggest constraint, which is the US need to accelerate the development in the shortage of science and technology. The framework for such has already existed in the ICT, which has intensified the AI domain. Further, the essential part of the features there, the US executive orders की अगर बात करें जो कि responsible है for the development and the use of AI. So US has a full-fledged setup जहाँ पे Pentagon के approvals और US President के approvals के बाद executive orders के बाद they are actually executing on the part of AI. India-UA collaborations on promoting the sensible domestic global governance is critical for separate use of and the use of the technology that evolve for the rapid pace. So this was all the 4 important points that you can utilize as a fodder point in the mains examination. Moving ahead with the answers discussion for the day. कल के जो सवाल हैं उसके correct options और discussions. For first, the correct option is D. मैंने आपसे influenza के बारे में पूछा था, avian influenza. It's a bird flu. The correct option is A. The second option is also correct, that the detect and cull policy is actually the part of National Action Plan. And statement 3 is also correct, that India has witnessed highly pathogenic avian influenza, that is H5N1, H5N8 at the both. So the all the three statements are correct. The second question, the correct option is B. I have asked about the thallium. Thallium a chemical element hai, which is atomic number 81, discovered by William Crooker. It's a metal, soft and inelastic metal here. The silvery white metal has a tannish, which is statement 1 is incorrect. Thallium sulfate is a rodent killer, now banned in the household for many developed nations. So statement 2 is correct. Now moving ahead with today's MCQ questions for the day. The first question is about the aquaculture. You have to consider the statement. So the first statement goes, aquaculture for the productions of aquatic creatures, which has a habitat for commercial and recreations for public purposes. The second, Ministry of Agriculture and Farm Welfare regulate the aquaculture farming and cultivations. Plant and animal breeding has been harvesting occurring for the part of setting the brackish and freshwater ecosystem. So these are the 3 statements. You can use your common sense to even answer these basic questions. So to participate in writing your answer in the comment section down below, first you have to write a question followed by your correct option, that is A, B, C or D, and you can write your answer in the comment section down below. The second question of the day is, consider the following statement with regards to the Treaty of Convention of the Armed Forces in Europe. It was signed by NATO Warsaw Pact that restrict the development of military and equipment. It is responsible and monitored through the treaty compliances mandated to inform sharing on the reciprocal inspections. So to participate for this particular questions, just write question number 2 followed by your correct option and comment in the comment section down below. So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, queries about test series, admissions, programs, you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying connected.